So as we leave our dacha, it's a gravel road, and oh, there's somebody coming. All right, it's pretty busy. People are coming in and getting all their dacha planted, and some people just basically have like a work farm like this one right here. They usually put up a little gazebo right there, but take it out in the fall time. And some kids. Actually, it is kind of busy today. A few cars on the road here. And looks like somebody's going to start building right over here. Some of the dachas are literally falling apart. Others are semi-well maintained. And others are actually very nice houses. And then there are people that like to decorate their dachas. Here's one I call this the Partisan. Yeah, they just put this guy up. Second year seeing them, and of course they got like a snake and some sort of Raggedy Ann, some sort of doll. And of course some people put up some really good fences and, you know, try to keep everything maintained. Here's a nice house over here on the left side. Beautiful house. So people doing their R&R, and more traffic. And over here, there's that house right there. That was just completed in the springtime. And there's one right behind it that they're finishing off. And here's the Mr. Rich Man over here. He's got excavators and stuff. Oh, he's opening up his gate. Let's see what he's got inside. Not much. Oh, he's got a sea can. Okay. So, yeah, it's only about 1 kilometer of this gravel road. And then we get onto the asphalt road. And the bus stop, this is the last bus stop that's right over here. There's like a little store. And right here, this is people that are selling what's called dacha, that are selling flowers and tomatoes. Yeah, I see tomatoes and peppers and whatnot. All right, so this road now is probably about another 2-3 kilometers, and then we will get onto the main road. And we're very fortunate to be served with bus service in our dacha area. So for the people that don't drive cars, they can actually take a city bus all the way to our dacha area. So that's pretty good. And there are many bus stops along the way here. Here's one. That's a typical bus stop. All in all, I figure there's probably a few thousand of these dachas in this area called Hitsir. It's a desirable area. It is not too far from town, and get lots of sun, and the soil is good. And that's why a lot of people want to have their dachas out here. So as you could see, you know, some people really take care of their dachas. You know, they put nice fences up and, you know, take care of everything because they want to come out here and they want to relax and maybe have a small garden, while other people want to come out here and use their dacha as a work farm. So all they do is every square corner they plant garden. Okay, and a lot of these properties are pretty small in size. Ours is 30 sotiks, which would be 3/4 of an acre. 40 sotiks means 1 acre, or it's an equivalent. A lot of people have like 8 or 10 sotiks, so there some people even have 6. which is really small. There's a greenhouse that probably needs to be covered with plastic. And it's just, yeah, it's very, very peaceful out here. This is the good thing about coming out here. Just come out, relax, and it's not too far from town. So we're about 45 minutes from our place in downtown Khabarovsk, but to the edge of the city, it's about 20 minutes. Well, here's something interesting. I'd say this is an overheight load. Definitely, if that was in Canada, that would have been stopped by the DOT, Department of Transport, and they'd probably give you a fine. Not allowed. Center of gravity is moved. This right here, product of this is a new country market that just opened up a few weeks ago. So I guess the demand is here for selling whatever's needed. I don't know, everything from cold drinks to shashlik for your barbecues. And we're pretty much at the end here. The left side over here doesn't have any dachas. It's an actual national forest, from what I understand. So there's a forest on the left side, and all the dachas are on this side of the forest. And there's some really nice houses here at the edge of the road. So check this out. Yeah, some people got a lot of money. Some people don't. The ones that do, they build themselves some nice brick houses. And here we are, right at the edge of our dacha area, back on the main road. And as we get up to the top of the hill here, this is the Stella. This is the Welcome to Khabarovsk sign. There it is. It says Khabarovsk. All right, so now we are in Khabarovsk proper. We're right in the actual city territory, even though we're still a lot of dachas here on the left. All right, so just over the horizon over here, way in the distance, actually in the horizon, that is Khabarovsk. So right where the land meets the sky, right there, that's Khabarovsk. Okay, let's check this out. There are the dachas on that side of the road. And another bus stop. Using solar panels to make the crosswalks light up at night. More dachas up here. Can't see them right now. So yeah, the road is in very good condition. Easy drive. And here we are coming into the bedroom community of Sosnovka. In English, if you read it, it's Kachapka. Okay, and all these billboard signs, they're advertising marine engines, Zodiacs. What else do we got here? Along here, there are some small shops that sell stuff on the side of the road. Everything from barbecue, briquettes, coals, and stuff. There's a Bruce Lee sign. Lucha Bruce. Better than Bruce, okay? Whatever that was. More billboard signs. There's one, Arenda. You can rent that sign, or you could rent this sign. So usually they're snapped up quickly with people advertising what they're trying to sell. Okay, here we are in Sosnovka, and we're going to be passing by this golden church. this little cute little church on the right side of the road. And there it is. There's the church. And the stop signs say stop. Okay, another bus stop here with, on this side, these guys are always selling their garden furniture. There it is. Okay, so instead of turning left and going back exactly the way we came in the morning, we're gonna go straight. So instead of going on the Morozova Ulica, we're gonna go to the center. We're gonna keep going straight and show you guys a different view of the road. Okay, what do they got here? Well, transport truck. Actually, they're hauling fuel, and another fuel truck, and looks like a mobile excavator unit of some kind. I don't know what this is. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Ah, it's a crane. Okay. And over here on the left side, here's a little building supplies lumber yard that just opened up last year. So I guess things are doing pretty good economically out here, because there are a lot of building supply centers that are opening up. I guess there's a lot of dachas to serve, so there's a need for it. And here we are. This is where the turnaround of the tram tracks are, right here. And it's like a little shopping center right over there, building supply center, and another building supply center right over here. And of course, here's one of the trams right at the edge of town. Here's another area where you've got a economic, it's a supermarket. I guess somebody's bought or sold a couple beer fridges. Amor Piva. Yeah. Okay. And we're coming up to an area where there are a lot of used car dealerships. So it's all used cars right here. Can't really see it, but it is here. Okay, there they are. So it's on both sides of the road. A lot of these cars are brought in from Korea and Japan, and they put them up for sale. So they're not only Japanese cars, they also have BMWs and Fords and Lexuses. Well, that's Japanese. I consider this intersection right here as the very edge of the city, because from here on in, there's no countryside. It's just city, city, city. And this is the Yuzhny district, or the southern district. And just over here, these apartments were just completed right there, the orange ones, orange and white. That was just completed in the springtime. And I'm sure these ones right here that you're looking at are called Khrushchevka, 5-story apartment buildings. They're probably, in time, they're going to be torn down and replaced with some nice looking high-rises. And there's a shawarma, but it's actually a McDonald's W that is inverted. You can barely see it. There's a nice paint scheme on this Murano Nissan. Let's take a look at that backwards shawarma. There it is. Like a McDonald's. All right. And the license plate numbers. So you know what city you're in based on the last numbers. that are behind the letters. So number 27 means Khabarovsk. Oh, hey, here's a Lada Niva. So we were looking for Ladas earlier today. Finally found one. All right. That's a rare sight, believe it or not, to see a Lada, especially an older one. Here's an interesting color scheme. Pink and yellow. Some sort of a government building. Or a hospital or clinic. Center Medicinska Komisija. Okay. There it is. So yeah, okay, let's take a look here. Let's say number 27. That means it's Khabarovsk. There are still some old Soviet buildings that are around. I don't know why they don't tear them down. I always think about it'd be really good for some movies for blowing up stuff, like James Bond movies or something. Here's another old factory that closed down right at the end of the Soviet era. I forget what the factory was. My wife told me what it was. I think it was a flour mill. I think that's what it was. So yeah, it's just kind of sitting here. So what is that, for over 30 years? And of course, there is a billboard to join the army. And on this side, drinking and driving. So you got a cup or a glass of alcohol with a car smashing together, and basically don't drink and drive. So in Russia, they are very serious about drinking and driving. Counterattack. Stiff penalties. So something that you don't want to do. And another old building that definitely needs to be torn down, but I'm sure it is. It's going to get torn down and it'll be replaced with something beautiful. I don't know, maybe a nice apartment building like that one right there, center of your screen. And here's a shopping center called the Atrium. Over here on the left of your screen, you will see the construction that is starting. There is a crane. They're building something. Yeah, just when I start filming and the trees show up. But yeah, they're building. Where is it? There it is. There it is. They're building another big apartment building behind these Khrushchevka. The residential, the housing. So yeah, you got some nice apartments like that, and still some of these older ones exist. They got to be taken care of. And over here on the left side is the Khabarovsk Circus. You can see the dome. It's like a golden dome. There it is. So, believe it or not, yeah, there is a circus here in Khabarovsk. Maybe we can get a better look that way. There it is. That's the circus. Yeah, there's the beer truck. Amor Piva. Ah, here's that Lada again. Yeah, the guy that's driving it, he's an old man. I bet you he had this Lada since like 1992. I mean, he's like glued to the steering wheel. Him and his old lady. There it is. Let's check him out. He's happy. Looks like they got some rasada. They got a few trees, seedlings in the back. More newer apartments here on the left side. this center divider was just put up earlier this spring. Seems like they are dividing up the road or the streets. All the busy streets here are being divided with these center dividers. I don't know why. I guess a lot of people are cheating and going right up the center. And of course you got the gas pipes for heating, I guess. They're all over the city. And as we get closer to the city center, we start seeing higher and higher buildings, and of course we're going to be seeing more construction going on, more apartment buildings. Here's a shopping center called Remy City that opened up last year, maybe a year and a half ago. It's kind of a higher end shopping for food and stuff. Cheater. Alright, Akranes. Okay, the big, tall, orange apartment complex. Here's some more new apartments right over here. And looks like they're into the paving season. So they're paving this section over here on the other side of the road. They're ripping out the old asphalt and replacing it with the new stuff. Let's get a closer look. Oh yeah, there it is. So there'll be a nice smooth surface in the next few days, I guess. And there it is on the horizon, way over there. More cranes, more construction, more apartment buildings. That one over there has just been completed last fall. And over here on the left side, just right there behind the wall, it's called Onyx Place. They already gave it a name. There's going to be an apartment complex, a big, huge high-rise. It's going to be right here in the corner. All right, the light's turning green. We'll get a better look at it at Onyx Place. Let's see what it's going to look like. Well, it's a big area. There's the Onyx Place. They don't have the construction crane. They just brought it in, so they're going to start lifting it pretty quick. Yeah, with all that paving going on, the traffic is lined up over here, good kilometer away. All right, so getting a little bit more congested as we get closer into town. Some nice apartment buildings here. Very nice. Babushka there crossing the street, and that guy just kept going, didn't even want to slow down for her. Idiot. Then again, Babushka should have been crossing right over here, not in the middle of the street. So she should know more. Yeah, here's this Toyota CHR that didn't want to slow down. Oh, let's see. It's not from Khabarovsk. License plate 41. Okay. Still doesn't mean that he can drive whichever way he wants. I mean, come on, man. Obey the road law. Over here on the right side is a kids' park. And are there any kids playing today? Yeah, there are some kids with their mothers. And if you want some Buratia food, Burat, right over here. Okay, Buratia is a region in the Far East. And it's a cuisine that is a little bit different from Russian. So it's a popular place, actually. A lot of people talk about it. Burat. And the flower shop, a 24-hour tsvete. Flower shops are like a dime a dozen. They're everywhere around town. All right, here's this kids park. All right, we're getting closer into the downtown area. So yeah, this is a very nice street that I like to take on the way home, especially in the summertime. Nice foliage on the streets here. Looks nice. Yeah, this apartment building right over here, they started it last summer and they are pretty much finished. They're already putting up the facade. So, more construction, more living area for people to choose where they want to live. And of course you have the old heritage buildings here. So as I said earlier in the video, there's a mandate for not to destroy the old heritage buildings. Sort of like what we have in Canada in the city of Nelson, which is near my hometown of Castlegar in British Columbia. All heritage buildings cannot be destroyed. Okay, and this is also a nice relax area. A few more old buildings. And we make our way up to Lenin Ploshchad, the Lenin Square, which is right here. Here it is. There's even a statue of Lenin. Yep, here he is. On the right side, center of your screen. There he is, Vladimir Lenin. And on this side, oh, they got the fountains going. Might have to do a video on that sometime soon. So this is Lenin Ploshchad, or Lenin Square. Can we see Lenin again? There he is. There's Lenin. So we crossed the street from Lenin Square and we are now moving down the hill to the business center called Napushkina, which is right beside the old traditional market. So we're just a few hundred meters away. And what do we got here? Can we actually go straight? Yeah, we can. Okay. They are working. Looks like there's some pipes that they are fixing here. And as we make our way down to Napushkina. Everybody knows Pushkin, the great Russian poet, writer. All right, here it is, Napushkina, and right behind it is the Centralny Rynek. Can't really see it, but it's right in there. There's some good restaurants here. This one called Shashlikov. Really, really good restaurant. It's kind of like the keg version, if everybody knows the keg. kind of bar and grill. And of course there is Vkusnaya Tochka, or a Russian version of a McDonald's, right on the corner here. Here it is, Vkusnaya Tochka. Okay, and right in here is the traditional market. There you can see they're selling clothes on this side of the market. And right here is the park. So we're quite close to where we live. I just live on the other side of the park and probably about 200 meters up that way. So yeah, this is, if you ever want to go shopping and you want to get lost in the maze of little alleyways that they have in here, this is the place to go. Called the Centralny Rynek. Now there are two of these traditional market areas, one in the southern district and the main one here in the downtown district. There's also a Rostix right up over there, which is Russia's version of a KFC. Oh, it's on this corner. So you got like a McDonald's on one end and the KFC on the other. There it is, a Rostix. Right there. And the skateboard. Half pipe. Okay. Making our turn. And right here, they just put this up about a month ago. It tells you how far, how many kilometers in which direction world cities are. Maybe we'll have to do a video on that one day. And of course, right here, this lady is always selling clothes. I don't know where she gets or whatever, but there's always people buying them. So I guess it must be good prices. All right, we are almost home. Almost. And as we drive over here, there's also people that sell stuff from the back of their van. Like right here. There they are. So you can get some good deals from there. As we move our way, we gotta go make a few more turns and we're almost home. And we started off in the morning, we were looking at the Talan buildings here. Believe it or not, I was actually working on that building right there. I have a video of me and Sergey on the top of the building. I was helping him out. We're doing some drilling. All right, going up along the tram tracks. Almost home. And there's this Chastya on the left side. That's our go-to Sambire shopping center. They got a food court in there. They've got a dentist up in that tall building. It's a one-stop shop. Oh, there is it. Another tram. And what's going on here? Oh, there. Oh, somebody's going fishing. Okay. Made full circle. We are back on our street. Home sweet home. Here we are. Just gotta go down the street. This Chinese restaurant, really, really good, called Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. Китайская кухня. Yeah, it's an old heritage building. That is now a Chinese restaurant. And of course, people are still living in these old wooden buildings. And of course, the Khrushchevki. So on this side of the street, you got the older buildings, and you have a renaissance of new buildings, and ours is right here. That's our building. All right, we came home. Okay, I am back home now. Slava Bohu. Thank God. And yeah, that was our trip. It was a quick trip to the dacha and back. And of course, while there, had to pick up the tires. The tires are still in the car, and watered around the greenhouse. All right, so I hope you guys weren't too dizzy. Yeah, it is a bit of a ride. Just one thing I want to share with you guys, the kind of cars that we have here. Well, right beside me, we've got a Nissan, ours, which is the Chinese Cherry. There's a Lexus right there. There's a Mitsubishi, the black one, a Mazda, white one, right there, and a Lexus, right there. So usually this parking lot gets full, and there's an overflow parking lot in the back where I was parked in the morning. Right, I gotta go. Take care. If you like this video, smash the like button. Leave a comment. What do you think of our city, Khabarovsk? And it's always great to read the comments, and I usually do reply to all of them. This one being a little bit different, not as much dacha stuff, but more of a tour of the city from inside the car. Tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you not? What impressed you? What did not impress you? I don't know. I'd like to hear it. Smash the like button, leave a comment, and like I always say, пока-пока.